it's time to let go and let somebody else do it. Even though, like with Empire Strikes Back and some, I ended up having to be on the set the whole time, but it's like, I was the only one that really knew what Star Wars was, and Gersh and I were really good friends, so it was like, so I was like the consultant, the advisor who actually knew the world, because there's a lot to it. The Force, nobody understood the Force. Then they started other ones when I sold the company, and they, you know, a lot of those ideas that were in there sort of got lost. But that's the way it is.
You just heard George Lucas say Irvin Kershner, during the filming of Empire Strikes Back, didn't really understand the fundamentals of Star Wars. Nobody understood what the Force was. George did, though, which is why he played that advisor role. But he's not here in Disney Star Wars anymore. He's not at Lucasfilm anymore. And so he sort of insinuated that nobody knows what the Force is. And we did a whole video on that. Yeah, not even Dave Filoni understands the Force. Check out that video where we talk about what the Force is, especially what balance in the Force is. On top of all that, Disney abandoned the story outlines for George Lucas's sequel trilogy. But that's not all he had to say about Disney Star Wars. He talked about their criticism of the lack of representation and diversity in Star Wars. Let's hear George Lucas address this himself.
You know, they would say, well, it's all white men. I said, it's not. Most of the people there are aliens. And the idea is that you're supposed to accept people for what they are, even if they're big and furry, or whether they've got they're green and whatever. The idea is all of the people are equal. The only people that aren't, which was in there, are the robots. You know, the critics kept saying, well, there's no, what we mean is there's no black people in the movie. Well, in the first one, there were a few Tunisians who were dark, but in the second one, I had, you know, Billy D. Williams, and in the third one, and in the new ones, which they were also criticizing, you know, I had Sam Jackson. He was like you know, he wasn't a scoundrel. He was one of the top Jedi.
By the way, the clips that I'm sharing in this video were taken from a 1 hour and 30 minute interview at a film festival that was just held in France.
Later on, when they were making more movies, they said, there's no women in the movies. I said, who do you think the heroes are in those films? What do you think Princess Leia was? She is the head of the rebellion. She's the one that's taking this young kid that doesn't know anything and this boisterous, I know everything guy who can't do anything and trying to save the rebellion with these clowns. I said, she's the hero of the movie. And it's the same thing with Queen Amidala. Even though she has Jedi on her side, she was still the hero prime mover. And they said, well, but there's no women, you know. I said, you can't just put a woman in pants and expect her to be a hero. You know, they can wear dresses, they can wear whatever they want. It's their brains and their ability to think and do and plan and be logistical, and you know, that's what the hero is.
Boom. That's clear as day. And the thing is, if we're all equal, what representation, what diversity are you trying to look for? If we're all equal, what kind of representation or diversity are you trying to see on screen? You know what I mean? That's insinuating that we're not all equal. But then I don't get the whole agenda with, like, I mean, they're trying to say that men can be women, women can be men, and everybody can do what everybody else can do, and we're all pretty much the same. Then then be happy, dude. Be happy. If men and women are pretty much the same thing, what diversity and representation are you looking for? If you see a movie with all male cast, they're all women too, because it's pretty much the same. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? But the thing is, there is a difference. There is a difference. George Lucas said you can't put a pants on a girl and just be like, hey, that's how it works. There we go. That's not how it works. Women are inherently different than men. Men are inherently different than women. Just here's a perfect example. Look at Padme and look at Anakin Skywalker. switch the genders. Imagine Padme as a man and imagine Anakin as a girl. It doesn't work. Because Padme exhibits female, feminine traits, and Anakin exhibits masculine traits. Like, he acts like a dramatic, emotional, angsty, like, teenage boy. And she's been a queen, she's been a senator, so she's more mature. Women mature earlier emotionally than guys, so she handles things differently. He handles things differently. She's more nurturing. It doesn't work if Padme is a guy and if Anakin is a girl. But then look at the sequel trilogy. If you switch Finn and Rey, who cares? It's like it doesn't matter. The way they write the characters nowadays, it's so dull. A girl doesn't need to be wielding a lightsaber and killing people to be strong. You know, a girl doesn't need to act like a man to be a strong female character. Because then she's just a strong male character played by a female, and that defeats the entire purpose. That's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you guys think about what George Lucas had to say? And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.